All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome.
Hello.
Let us know if you can see us and hear us in the comments.
I had no lips. Every time I come on here and do a live stream, if I have no lipsticks on at all or anything, I'm just kind of like, where are my lips? So I have to have something. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. I need to pull it up over here.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Good. My comments are coming in kind of slow. Okay, some people are saying hello. Good. Good. You guys can see us. So Mandi was going to be here, but she and Phil are having some big problems at their house with storms, and walls are coming down and all kinds of crazy stuff. So unfortunately, she won't be here. But Brooke and I are here, so we'll have
You're stuck with us. Let's see here. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to pull up.
No problem.
Here. It always takes me a second. But no, I hope everyone's been having a good Camp Nano. Natalia, have you been having a good Camp Nano?
I am, but I will say I complained about this in a previous video. I'm going to keep complaining about it. I hate the website.
I was just
you knew it. Like, I have not even logged into the website. I even have like a little group, and we were calling ourselves like a cabin, and I haven't even logged in because I'm so annoyed at the website. I just like gave up on it pretty much. So that's a bummer.
So frustrating. Like, because it's like, why couldn't you just add in the option for pages or hours or minutes or whatever? I don't know. It's just so like, really, guys?
And then in addition to that, they also have like a minimum word count that you have to put in too, because originally I tried to do like 30 words because I was going to count each word as like a beat or a chapter that I had outlined. And you can't even do that. You have to have like a minimum of 1,000 words or something.
I don't remember that. I can't remember. I remembered I just put in 2,600 words to count as hours. And then later on, I was like, you know what? I think I want to change it and up my hours, but then I'd have to up my words because that's all you can do. And so I haven't even gotten to edit the goal that I now am striving for because I'm just like, whatever. I don't have any joy for it right now. So we'll see for future camps, but right now I'm like, whatever.
Such a bummer. What about you guys? What are you all working on? What do you think of the new site? Brooke, what are you working on tonight?
You're kind of cutting off on me. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Oh no. I don't have anything else pulled up. I was just saying, what was I saying? Oh, I wanted to know what you're working on tonight.
Oh, well, okay. So I had finished my outline for my book. And so I was kind of like editing, writing. And so right now I had an epiphany of something recently to where now I'm like, okay, I need to edit that in my outline before I continue further, just because there's things that I have to change in certain chapters that I'm like, if I continue writing it like this, it's going to annoy me because I've spent so much time on the outline to not update the outline as I'm like doing that. So I'm going to kind of be updating that and then going back into hopefully some writing tonight too.
Sweet. So kind of like jumping back and forth with it.
Yeah. So woohoo.
Yeah, and then I am working on outlining tonight. I'm pretty excited because I feel like I've had a breakthrough in terms of outlining for Whiskey City. I'm like outlining Whiskey City, but also very lightly trying to start outlining books 3 and 4 so that I know everything that happens. And I've kind of learned that I'm having some success working backward. So if I know, okay, here's where book 2, 3, and 4 end, how do I get to that ending?
Right.
I'm having more success doing it backwards instead of forwards. So I'm kind of excited to jump back into it tonight.
Really interesting. Because I know that I'm needing to still outline my series just to see, because I'm still on the fence if I want it to be a 4-book series or a 5-book series. It's like I have potential for 5, but I'm like not sure. I need to outline it to be sure that I could go 5 or if I should stick with 4 or something like that. But no, I think that's a cool way of doing that. So that way you're kind of like, I know the end result. How will I get that end result for each book type thing? Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So you have like something in mind. Because I remember at one point I was asking you, I was like, do you know what's going to happen with the rest of it? And you're like, nope.
Yeah, I had like no idea. So now I definitely have better ideas, and I know like what the final like big climax in the last book will be. And I know a little bit of like the falling action at the end of the series. and I know how book 2 is going to end. So I know where I'm trying to go, but I just don't know how I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well, woohoo! Well, I'm excited for both outlining stuff tonight. Hopefully mine's not going to be too much outlining things. But I also need to like also put one chapter in another spot of the book and do the same thing with another chapter. So kind of like playing around with lots of sort of stuff tonight. But yeah, lots of familiar faces here tonight. Yay!
Yeah. Thank you guys for being here and for joining us. So do you guys want to jump into a warm-up? Do you want to chat a little bit and see if other people show up for the next few minutes? What do you guys want to do?
I'm fine to kind of get going into a sprint, but if you wanted to chat a little bit more, that's fine. I had kind of mentioned this on my last live stream that I had done with Kate and Becca, where at the time I was thinking that I had kind of opened up saying that I'm deliberating if I am wanting to move out of this apartment and get a bigger space.
Oh, that's exciting.
It's very exciting. And so it's a part of Camp Nano has been me wanting to write, and also the drive of me going, but what all could I be looking at for potentially moving to another place and stuff. And so right now I'm trying to find 2-bedroom apartment stuff, so that way I have a space for my office, because right now I always have lights in my living room. I always thought whenever I'd get lights that I'd put them away in my bedroom in this little corner, but I never do it, because then I end up getting them back out anyway. So I'm just kind of like, I want like sectioned, like this is where you belong space and stuff like that. And so anyway, there's this one apartment complex that's like really close to my work. It's like literally a 3-minute drive to where it'd be so nice. And then also it's right by the highway, so I can like go wherever. And then if I was to take the highway, I'd have this like nice little river walk area where I like to walk. And so I'm like, that would be amazing.
That's so nice. Oh my gosh. Greg and I want to move to a new place, but it's just, everything that's going on. It's such a tough time.
I know, it is a tough time, but I'm fortunate to where whenever I get the check in the mail and stuff, I'm like, okay, I could either put that towards other things or I could put that towards new expenses. And so I'm just kind of like, we'll see what I want to do. But
either way, it'll be helpful and appreciated, right?
Yeah. So I hope to move in the summertime. So that's my goal right now. A lot of it is for like having a designated writing space away from living space. So
I understand that.
Yes, that's why I'm bringing it up, because it's like, I think it would help my writing to where once I'm in that room, it's like focus mode, writing mode is on type of thing. Having
an office really helps me with that.
Yeah.
But let's see. It seems like, okay, we're 10 minutes into it. Let's go ahead and do a little warm up.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
What do you guys think?
I talked enough filler to let
It was perfect. It was like 3-minute filler and now we're ready to go.
Real quick. And so I was like, oh, I can talk about this. So that worked out quick.
So what do you guys vote? I vote 15 minutes.
Yeah, I like 15.
Okay. What do you guys think? Do you like 15? Because I feel like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, sometimes I struggle to like actually get into what I'm doing.
I feel like I on my solo live streams, I don't think I'll probably do 5 minutes ever again. And then 10 minutes, I will just very rarely do them anymore. Just because I feel like 15, 20, 25 are just always sweet spots. 30 is always fun to do every so often, but also like, this is
a long one too.
It's like, oh my gosh.
Well, it seems like people are pretty happy with 15. So, gonna pull my clock out here. All right, we're gonna do a 15-minute sprint. And for anybody who's new here, Brooke and I will mute both of our screens. And that's just because we tend to play music while we're working and we don't want to get copyright infringement strikes here on YouTube. So, let's edit this. And then also if anybody new kind of pops in and they're like, why is it silent? I don't understand. If you guys could help us out and let them know that it's just during the sprints, that would be very appreciated.
What I've been doing is whenever I put my ticker on, I usually say it in the ticker, like in parentheses, like we're muted or something like that.
That's a good idea.
I feel like we always get that no matter what, where it's like, I can't hear you.
There, I'll add it to our little ticker.
Yay.
There it is. Okay, everybody.
Keelan saying 15's chill.
Yes, it is. It is pretty chill. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and hit start.
Yay!
So let's do 15 minutes.
Yay! Good luck, everyone. Thank you.
All right, everybody, that was 15 minutes. And thank you, everybody, for telling us that Bro was not here with us. How did we forget that?
Wow, my music was not wanting to mute, so I was like, okay, anyway. And my music was not wanting to mute at all, so I was like, hold on.
How did we forget Bro?
I know, that was so funny. I kind of thought about it earlier. I was like, why does this feel different to me for some reason? And then people were like saying it, and so I was like going,
Thank you, everybody. And yes, Brenda, we will use Bro next time.
I think probably because you're starting to do more solo live streams. And you're used to doing your own thing.
Yep.
Fine. That's
exactly what it is.
We would just become like da-da-da-da-da. And I'm also doing live streams with others where I haven't had to use Bro at all the time and stuff. So
our routine is kind of broken.
I know. Oh no. Okay. So right now, Bro is, what did we call Bro when it's just both of us? I forgot.
Brocalia?
Brocalia?
I don't know. That sounds familiar, but I don't know if that's what it was.
I can't recall what we had it for just me and you.
Do you guys remember what Bro's nickname is when it's just the two of us?
Natalia Rowe. I was trying to think of Natalia.
Like something to start with my name?
Natalia Rowe or something like that.
We could call him Nook.
Oh, Nook is adorable.
That's kind of a cute name, huh?
It
reminds me of Tom Nook for anybody that's playing Animal Crossing right now.
Is that fun?
Oh my god, I don't have the new one, which I'm very bitter and sad about, but I love the other ones.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were like, everyone's talking about it now.
Yep, I'm still very bitter. So anyway, how did it go for all of you guys? It went really well for me. I have to say, I discovered a new debate for book 2, which is perfect. And I'm really excited about it because I realized that the debate, for anybody who's reading this book, it doesn't always have to be like a choice of whether your character like rises to the challenge or not. Like in the Hunger Games, she doesn't have a choice. She has to. So instead, it's a beat where they prepare for the new life that's coming, which works perfectly for Daisy. So I'm really excited I realized that.
Would you say that the debate is her choosing whether or not she should take Prim's place? Or is it where, because the catalyst, this is just me and my thoughts, because the catalyst is Prim getting chosen, wouldn't you say?
I would say probably that whole scene, like Prim getting chosen and then Katniss immediately taking her place, I think is what I would say is the catalyst. And then like her saying goodbye to her family and saying goodbye to Gale and everything. I think that would be the debate kind of, because then that takes her into the new world of Act 2, like when she gets to the Capitol.
Yeah.
I think that's what I would say.
That break into 2 moment and stuff like that. There's so many books out there or movies where you could kind of say, well, I could debate about like this part being the most. I feel like most of the time it's like the catalyst that can kind of like, well, was this the catalyst or was it this?
Yep. I think we've talked about that with like Harry Potter before too.
Yeah. I was asking, well, what part was the catalyst? Is it whenever Hedwig is bringing the letters, or is it when Hagrid comes?
Right.
So
yeah, that was a little tough because it's like drawn out a little bit.
Yeah. It's like added in and stuff. But it looks like lots of people are getting some stuff done.
Yeah, how many words did you guys get written? I see 346, 91, 79, 149, 256. So all across the board.
The Right Now Mom said getting some character creation done.
Oh,
this has me intrigued of what that means.
So that's a fun topic to talk about, is character creation. So for you, Brooke, and everybody here, do you guys do character creation before you sit down to write? Or do you just like let the characters come to you and then work on like honing them and shaping them after you know them?
I feel like I know personalities before I start writing, or like whenever it's kind of like, whether you outline or whether you like think of things in your head, like, and you just kind of like know things or whatever. I don't know if you're a plotter or a pantser, but I definitely like at least know personalities, like this person's feisty or this person's like a cocky son of a bee. Or
Right. Well, and it's funny you say that because I used to do that. I used to be like, okay, here's how all these characters are. But then I realized while I was writing that it didn't always fit them. And I would like try to force them into what I thought their personality was.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. And then often in edits, I have to go back and like clean that up and actually give them their real personality rather than the one I thought they would have.
It is fun whenever it's like that, because now that you mention it, there was one character during NaNoWriMo where I was writing them and I had it intended for them to be like more of a soft personality, and then they were a lot more spunky and stuff. Oh, well, this is fun coming out. And that was fun. Yeah, I feel like I can kind of already plan out personalities in my head of what they want to be, but it is fun to see where the story takes that character, because it could totally change everything.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So it's fun to see what other people are saying. I get the basics done first. Sometimes the personality and attitude will come to me afterward. That's how I feel. The first draft is it's honestly kind of like a cardboard cutout almost of a character. Like I generally kind of know this person, but they have to teach me about themselves.
Here's a question. Okay, so do you feel like you know side characters more than your protagonist whenever you're getting the story started? Because sometimes I'm like, my protagonist could either be this way or this way with their persona. But the sub-characters, I'm always like for sure already kind of knowing of what they're going to be like.
That's such a fun question, because I would say with every book except Pistol Daisy, I think I struggled more with the main character and like knowing who they were and how they should act. But with Pistol Daisy, she came like into the story with such a strong personality that it was like she was the driving force that kind of everybody else operated around. But yeah, for all my other books, it was definitely that. Like I felt almost more connected to the side characters at first than I did to my main character as I was like developing them.
I feel like it's probably because we probably do that because the character's journey of like their internal journey is kind of the story, and you're still playing with how you want the story to be.
True.
So you're still playing with how you're wanting your character to be during their journey along the way and stuff. Probably. Yeah. This is just me talking.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, here's just like a random question. What is life during this time for you? Personally, my life hasn't changed all that much, except I can't go to the grocery store as often. I'm essentially a homebody that doesn't really do anything to begin with. So I'm just like living my normal life, but not going to the grocery store as often. Brooke, what is your life like?
Honestly, mine hasn't changed too much either. I have a full-time job that I still am able to go to because it's a tax office. And so my day-to-day life hasn't really changed. It's more so just kind of like whenever I go to the grocery store, it's odd because I have to wear my mask. Other than that, I'm always a homebody too, to where the main thing that's different is that I don't go see my friends. And I didn't see them all that much to begin with because I'm just more so like I like to be doing my own thing and stuff. I'll hang out with friends like maybe once or twice a month or something like that. But I always go to my family's house no matter what, like almost every weekend. But I still have been doing that. So yeah, nothing's really changed for me. It's just odd with everything going on. It's like it's just more oddity that has changed.
Yeah. And then I saw
going to the movies was like one thing that I loved doing, and I
like that too.
Miss doing that.
There have been a couple nights where I've almost forgotten what's going on in the world, and I'll be like, Greg, do you want to go to a movie tonight? It's like, wait a minute, they're not even open. We can't.
It's so weird.
There was one other question that I thought we could answer before we get into another sprint. Do you think it feels harder when you're writing in first person because you have to be in their head? Personally, first person is way easier for me. I've learned that I struggle way more with third person because when I'm in first person, it's like I can get into such a deep perspective for that character and really see the world through their eyes, which has been fun with Daisy because she is nothing like me. So it's been really fun kind of stepping outside of who I am to experience the world through her eyes. But yeah, I actually find first person way easier than third person now.
That's fun. I feel the same way. I feel like it's easier to write first person than third person. You're able to kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it's easier to tell the story.
Mm-hmm.
And then also the only thing I will say, like all the pros of telling first person of like what you said, I totally agree with. I will say I did change from writing my book from first person to now third person because I started to want to write from so many different perspectives to where it was going to be like telling the story. Like now I think I've added one more person that I'm thinking that I'm going to tell the story from like in this chapter or something like that. Not all the time, but like I'd be switching a lot from characters that it was going to be so hard to do first person for like 7 people and everything. And then it'd also be jarring for the reader.
Right.
So I was like, let's just go to third person. It's going to be easier for a reading and everything. So it depends, I think, on the story and who all would be telling the story, like of how many people would be telling the story. If it's one person, I feel like it'd be easy to do first person or 2, possibly 3. But I feel like it's really hard after tackling it. I feel like it's hard to keep track of things whenever you're like, okay, now I have to like change voice now. Sometimes it's fun and sometimes it's just like, okay, there's too much changes, you know? So
yeah. And I've never written multi POV. So like I have no experience with having to get into like multiple different people all within the same book. I can
still kind of change the personality with whoever it's not them telling the story, but still from their perspective, even though it's told in third person, you're able to still have their own little spin on things if you wanted to, but you can't like totally have like their thoughts, like how they would think, and that makes it hard. But I think what I've decided to do, it's going to be easier on me for sure in the long run.
Yeah, after you get through the whole process of having to switch it all over.
Yeah, I've learned so much from this book to where I'm like, the next book I hope is hella easier because now I know of like how I'm going to be wanting to do things and stuff. So,
shall we do another sprint?
I am ready.
All right. What do you guys vote? I vote 25. What do you guys vote?
5. I like that idea. Anyone want to try for the yet? Because we do. I'll get Bro out. Can you tell I lost a member on my screen?
No, we only have 1 chibi now.
I always say it every time. I'm like, I should probably put the new one on it. Then I get distracted with writing it. So
at least we have 1 on there.
Yeah, at least we have 1. We got the one that's more truthful to writing.
Yes.
It's the tired, like, I need my coffee now.
That's the writer, Brooke. It seems like, let's see. Seems like generally people are pretty happy with 25. So let's go for that.
Okie dokie. Okay. I keep hearing you click. It's like so loud. It's like click, click.
It's loud when I'm clicking?
Yeah, do it again. Yeah, it's like super loud.
That's funny. It's so quiet over here.
It's loud. It just is funny to hear it like that. I don't know. Okay, are you guys ready? I don't know which way I should put it, like over here.
Oh, that's perfect. I can see it really well right there.
There.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Okay, ready, set. Look at my fingers. Go. I need my nails done. Oh yeah, I miss nails during all this, by the way. Yeah, buddy. Natalia.
Oh, that was such a good one. I got so much done.
Yay!
Yay.
I like the longer sprints.
Yeah, me too. How did you guys all do?
I did pretty good. I was stumped at the very beginning because there was this one scene that I was like trying to debate where it should go because I was like, it doesn't belong here. It doesn't feel right. You have to listen to your writer's gut.
Yeah.
And so I listened to it and I had to move it at another section and stuff. So
yeah, I had a bit of fun. I was working on outlining the fun and games beat, and I kind of struggle with the like good thing happens, bad thing happens, good thing happens, bad thing happens. So what I started doing was writing things out, like my ideas for the fun and games, and then I would highlight it in red if it was like a bad thing or a failure, and then I'd highlight it in green if it's a good thing. So I'm kind of like trying to balance out those colors as I'm working through my fun and games.
That way you're getting lots of different types of emotions. Also, you reward your character and then you take something.
Yes, exactly.
It's always a give and take.
We have this fun comment here. The fun and games beat always gets me. Me too. That's where I really start to struggle, but Save the Cat has been helping me like learn how to structure my stories better.
Yes, I love Save the Cat.
Mm-hmm.
I think I saw someone make this really nice comment that I wanted to. Sarah Wyman was like, "Hi there, so good to see your smiling face."
Oh, hi Sarah.
I just want to say, "Oh, thanks." Yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at how many words Savannah got.
I forgot to point her out. That's amazing.
Over 1,000 words in 25 minutes. Well done.
Jealous. I am so jealous.
We have 315, 200, 349, 427.
Can I ask people out here, people who can write a whole lot in a short amount of time, how long did it take you to get to this point? Because I feel like I am not a fast writer. I'm a good typer, but I'm just not fast at the writing. So I'm curious of how long it took you to get to this point. Yeah. Imagination and Print said I came in at around 18 minutes and got to 423 words. That's
nice.
18 minutes.
Yeah.
Jessica's here. Hello.
Hi, Jessica. Welcome, welcome.
OMG Angel Writer says it took her a few months, I guess, to get faster. Okay.
I mean, that's fast. If it only took you a few months. I also feel, though, for me personally, like my speed of writing really has to do with what I'm writing, like the point of the process that I'm in. So it kind of is all over the place.
Right. And then where did it go? April says, I use the microphone and speak it into Google Docs. April, I've been wanting to do this all week long. I'm trying to like start talking so that way it's dictating what I'm writing. I'm wanting to try and get into that. It's just the transition of doing it to where it's like this is a whole new ball game that makes it intimidating to try out. I know I can do it and get really fast at it and get lots of word count down and stuff like that. So eventually I know I'm going to want to do it. It's just at this point of where I'm at in my book where I have certain chapters written and I have others that aren't, to where I guess I'll have to like know in my head, okay, this is what I'm going to dictate and this is what I'm going to like write/edit because things have already been done.
I feel like that would be so difficult to just like speak your story out loud. Because I really have to take my time to think of the words and then write them and then decide if those are the right words to put down. So I think I could use like dictation for brainstorming and getting ideas, but I think I'd really struggle with like actually writing using that software.
I know on Google Docs, because I've played with it a lot recently, you're able to like say new line. And it does the new line sort of thing, kind of like how with Nuances Dragon. It's the Dragon Nuance, that's what I'm thinking of. You're able to just say like new line and then like, and I forgot if for Google Docs or not, if you're able to say quotation marks or not. but I do know that you can say period and it puts the period there. So it does normal type of dictation basicness and stuff. And I think the only thing I'll do while doing dictation is I'll say new line and period. I don't think I'm going to mess with commas. And I might do quotation marks. It just depends on how the words are coming to me and stuff like that. I think I'll always do a new line to separate lots of stuff, and then I'll just like fix it later, I guess. Yeah.
Well, like, when do you think you would use that the most? Like, because I could see it maybe if you're like away from, I don't know, because I feel like if I was sitting in front of a computer,
so
I think I'd find it helpful.
So I had played with the other day. I was taking out the trash from my work. And so while I was taking out the trash, I was going to the dumpster. And as I was outside, I had my Google Docs on my phone pulled up and I was just talking into it. And I was making sure I was getting the correct words and stuff as I was taking out the trash. And so, and it got everything pretty great and everything. And so, and I know that what you can do is if you push offline on Google Docs on your phone, then you're able to have it to where it's on offline mode, to where if I wanted to go for a walk and then I could. And that's the main thing of what I'm wanting to do, because I want exercise and I want to get out and walk a lot and stuff, but I don't want to be doing dictation just at the computer. I feel like that's boring to me, to where I feel like if I did some sort of thing like that, then I'd be killing two birds with one stone. I'd be getting some exercise and I'd also be doing some writing stuff. And then maybe whenever I'm chilling later that night, if I wanted to pull up my laptop and like watch TV, I think I could easily watch TV and kind of like merge sentences together, like, oh, this is a sentence, and then just kind of correct it somewhat format while I'm watching TV without having to go over things. I think I would just like make it to where it's a little bit better, hopefully. Stuff. I don't know if I'd actually read any of the work, because I know lots of it still there's going to be words that are iffy on if it was caught correctly or not. So I don't know. It's going to be a big challenge. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, somebody said that it would be good for dialogue, which I totally agree with, because you speak like naturally. Oh, and Cheryl says, hi, Tifa. Yep, that was Tifa just walking by. Greg is going to get him his dinner, so he's talking about it.
I didn't hear Tifa that time.
What
were you saying it was good for, you think it would be good for dialogue?
Oh, for dialogue, yeah. Just because dialogue can be tricky if you're writing in a very like stiff, formal way. But when we speak so casually that it would work really well, I think, for learning how to write realistic dialogue.
Yeah. Yeah. I think what I'll just be such a playing tool to do when trying to use it outside and stuff. Like I know some noises aren't going to be are going to be messing up with me dictating and stuff like that. So we'll see how I do it. But that's the main reason why I'm wanting to do that, is that way I get some words in, but then I'm also going and getting exercise, because I just feel like I never get exercise really as much anymore, because I just come straight home and try and work, or I'll have the intention of coming home and working, and that doesn't end up happening. So
yep, I feel you. I'm like getting no exercise right now. It's terrible. And I had to pop this one out. We all know that it's a Natalia Lee video when there are cats talking in the background. Yep, that's how you can tell.
It was constant, and it's stuff that I love it when you get like politely frustrated with your cats whenever they start meowing. There was one video where Tifa started meowing, and you were like, every time, Tifa. And you said it so politely, but you were frustrated at the same time. It was just so funny. You're like, why every time?
Yeah, and he does this thing where like the more I talk, the more he responds. So if I go quiet for a little bit, he'll go quiet. And then the moment I start talking to the camera again, he starts responding to me again. So it's like, oh, so frustrating, but so cute at the same time.
I always enjoy the cat moments. There's always the cute little parts of where it's like, I can't help it.
Right. So shall we do another sprint?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Cool. So what do you guys vote for?
Oh, Nicole has to go. Bye, Nicole.
Bye, Nicole. I think my Yeah, my chat is a little bit slower than yours. So what do you guys want to do for another sprint? I think let's see, it's 6:15 where I'm at. So probably another like 45 minutes. We'll probably wrap up at the hour. Did you hear Tifa?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
At first I thought it was a whistle. I was looking around. I was like, is someone whistling outside my door? And then I heard Tifa again. I was like, no, I think it's Tifa.
So I guess if we do, a lot of people are saying 25 again. So if we do another 25 minutes, that'll put us at what, about 45? So we'd have like 15 minutes to chat afterward.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Or even a 30-minute would be fine too.
I wouldn't mind a 30-minute.
Okay. You want to do 30, you guys? I'm good with 30, and then, yeah, we'll have like almost exactly. Huh?
Does Tifa want to do 30?
Tifa, do you want to do 30? He's quiet now.
I was really hoping he'd go.
I know, I was too. Oh, well.
I was like, that would have been wonderful.
It would have been perfect.
Okay, so, oh, yeah, people are like, yes, 30.
Cool.
Carrie always says 33.5. I love it. It is every time with Carrie. Get 33.5. Oh, real quick. Okay. Natalia, I don't think you're a Disney person, are you?
Yeah, I love Disney so much.
Oh, sorry. Disney World. Like the
oh, no.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I've only been there like once in my whole life.
Okay. Do you remember Monsters, Inc.?
Yeah.
Okay. Real quick. For some reason, this hit me all of a sudden. Okay. So on Monsters, Inc., you know how like there's that monster, like whenever they're trying to get the scares and they're trying to get the screams, and so he had a kid sock on him, and everyone's like 2319 and stuff like that, and everyone goes crazy, and they have like the almost kind of like the disease control people who are coming and like taking care of that. So whenever the parks open up, we're all kind of like wondering like what new regulations they're gonna have. And so there's been rumors, I don't know if this is for sure, but like there's been people going, well, maybe they're gonna have to like take people's temperatures before they enter the park or something like that. And so I was getting around at work, I was like, okay, what if they like take your temperature and you can't go in and you have like a higher temperature and stuff? What do people do? Do they go 2319?
It would be so fun if the people that were working there were like dressed up like the Monsters Inc. crew.
Yes.
Like, prepared.
I mean, it would make it like, it wouldn't be as scary. It would be more kind of like, we got another sick person.
Yes. Yeah, they would make it like lighthearted and funny.
Yeah, to where it's like, oh, that sucks, you can't go in, but we gotta see it or something. I don't know. Anyway, for some reason, every time I see Carrie now, ever since this started, every time I see Carrie say 33.5, my head goes to 2319, even though there's no relation. I don't know.
She's just connected to that somehow now.
I think it's because I see 33.5 and I go 33.5, and it's my same tone that I do for that. And I don't know why I have that connecting the dots, but it does. But anyway, that was my short little story time.
I like it a lot.
Great.
Jamie says that you should pitch it to Disney.
I should though, right?
Oh, and this is sad. Caleb said I was supposed to go to BookCon for my birthday, but they canceled. Yeah, that's a huge bummer. But I haven't talked about it a whole lot. I don't know if you guys know about it, but on the 25th of this month, there's like a social distancing book festival that's going on online. And there's like a bunch of like panels that people are going to be speaking on, and I'm giving away books. There's like a bunch of book giveaways. So that would be fun for you, Caleb. I know it's not BookCon, but it might be fun.
Something to do that's participating with book things.
Right.
Yeah, this year has just been so crazy. I remember seeing a meme on Instagram the other day where they were like, we should say a nice, big, huge apology to 2019 because we thought that was a crappy year.
Right.
Like that.
This year's been insane.
Like, oh my gosh, everyone's already done for it. Okay, and we said 30, right?
Yep. Yeah.
I'm going to turn this down a tiny bit. Okay, y'all ready? 3, 2, 1. And I'm using my screen. If I can find All right. That was the final sprint of the day.
Oh, this was such a productive live stream. I got so much done. Yay.
I was kind of referencing Save the Cat at the very end there, but it helps. I really feel like it helps for sure.
Yeah, it helps so much. Oh, and some people are just joining. Sorry, you guys. We're just finishing up.
Sorry, you guys, but yeah, I'm getting hungry too. So this is a good stopping point, I feel like, anyway.
Yeah, Greg just started making our dinner, so I'm pretty excited.
He started making you guys what?
Dinner.
Oh, just dinner. Okay. Did you get more macaroni?
Oh, I have like 5 packages of it. It's so good. I love that stuff. Oh my gosh.
I remembered your disappointment whenever you couldn't find that anymore at the stores.
I was so sad. And it's like all the other mac and cheeses were there, except that one was all sold out. But we went for a different one. Yeah. All right, guys. So how much did everybody get done, like the whole live stream? I'm going to tally up how much I added to my outline, at least.
Since my goal was time that I'm working on during Camp Nano, I forgot what our first sprint. Okay, so that one was 30 minutes, correct?
Yes.
And then our other one was 25, 20?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did 15, a 25, and a 30.
Okay, cool. And I didn't get very distracted during those times. So I'm counting all of those minutes towards my goal, which makes it 70 minutes of time so far. So yay.
Ooh, that's good. That's really good. And I wrote 1,312 words to my outline.
Yay, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Woo! My thing just like freaked out on me. Did you guys hear that sound?
Mm-mm.
If you guys heard a da-da, it's like my power switch in my wall has like really weird, and it's really what everything is connected to. It like kind of turned off for a second. It's been glitchy lately with that, and so it turned off and turned back on. So all of my stuff started to like blink in front of me. So I started going, "Oh my gosh!"
Nope, I didn't even know. I didn't hear anything.
Okay, good. But anyway, but no, yay! Okay, it looks like lots of people.
Everybody did really well.
Samantha got over 1,500. OMG Angel got over 1,000. Shancurdy over 1,500.
Good job, everyone.
And people do handwritten pages to here as well, which still
so crazy.
Yes,
so crazy.
How fun! Yay! Well, I feel like this was a good old time. It's something that Mandi wasn't able to join us, but I still feel like we got a lot done.
Yeah, so for anybody who's here now but wasn't here at the beginning, Mandi was going to join us, but she and Phil are having like stuff going on at her house that was kind of dire. Like they had to take care of it, so she wasn't able to join us today.
Yeah, I'd rather be writing and working on live stream stuff than what she had to deal with.
Yes, me too.
She's had like the worst year. I feel like
oh my gosh, she's had such a difficult year.
Yes, to where I'm just like, oh, poor you.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, man.
I know, it's like one thing after another for her.
Sometimes whenever it's a year where it rains, it's like stop pouring down on me.
Yeah. All right, well, we're probably going to wrap up here in like the next 5 minutes. So do you guys have any like last minute questions that you'd like for Brooke and I to answer? I know a few people were asking about that like book festival.
Yes.
And I don't have a ton of information, but I do have an Instagram that you can check out. And that's like the people who are organizing the book fest. That's their Instagram. So let me look it up.
And they were making sure it wasn't Y'all West, right?
Oh, no, it's not.
Okay.
No. It is. So on Instagram, they are literally called Social Distance Book Fest.
Yeah, that's what Jessica just said too.
Oh, okay. There it is. She got to it before I did. So yeah, I highly recommend that you guys like follow them over on Instagram so that you're kind of like kept up to date with everything that's happening. Hi, Chiva. He was so loud during the last stream. I was gonna like turn on my sound so you guys could hear it, but I thought he would startle everybody.
I was meaning to join that sprint or your live stream, but I had stayed up like all night with Courtney. Like we had gone, we stopped writing at 3 a.m. But then me and her, we started talking, and we didn't. For some reason, talking to her, it made me like still stay awake. I didn't stop talking to her until 6 a.m. So I was dead tired. So whenever your live stream was going, I was sleeping through it.
You were up until 6 a.m.
Yes, it was crazy. And so that's what you get for midnight sprints.
Oh my gosh. There has been one day in my whole life that I stayed up a full 24 hours. It was like during college, and I just did it for fun as an experiment. I was so sick the next day. Like I had the shakes. I couldn't go to class. I had like a migraine headache. It was terrible. So I have never done that.
Never again.
Never again.
I don't think I had stayed up for a full 24 hours. I think it was getting close, but it wasn't the full amount at that time. So that's good at least. Yeah, we talked about just like lots of like random stuff and everything. So it was fun. But
I thought this was a fun question. Any advice for posting your first AuthorTube video? I'm so nervous.
She's wanting to start hers, but that she's nervous.
It's so exciting.
Do that first.
Well, what are your tips, Brooke? What would you say?
Well, I say Natalia had actually a bit. I always give you credit, Natalia, for helping me out. Natalia gave me such like motivation for me to put out my first video. I had shot my first video because I was just like, one day I was like, okay, let's just do it. And I was so nervous to post it. I had edited it and everything, and I did not post it because I was nervous. And then I had been chatting with Natalia here and there, and I wasn't an AuthorTuber yet. And Natalia had tagged me to do this one writing tag. And it was so sweet because she had tagged me to do a writing tag, and I had no content posted on my channel yet. So I was like, well, that's the kick in the butt I need. So I went ahead and posted, and it was what video was it? It was the AuthorTube newbie tag video that I kept not wanting to post. And so finally I posted that. So that was okay. That way I was like, okay, that one's up. So now I can go ahead and record the tag that I need to do because Natalia tagged me and stuff like that. So honestly, I was worried for nothing. Like the community is so welcoming. We have like the best community, I feel like, on YouTube for sure.
Yeah, so, I agree.
Just even though it's so nerve-wracking, the best thing I can do is just say, or the best thing I can say to do is just do it, because it's not nerve-wracking once you get the hang of things. It's weird. It's a weird thing. Like all this is odd. Yeah. And you're going to feel odd for a long while until you finally are just like, okay, now I'm feeling comfortable on the camera and stuff. But no, just do it. You won't regret it. I feel like anyway.
Yeah. And kind of going off of what Brooke said, I think tag videos, or not even if you haven't been tagged in something, a tag video I think is really helpful for your first video because it gives you structured content.
Yes.
Like here are the 10 questions I'm answering about myself or about what I'm working on, versus feeling like you have to come into AuthorTube with a tips video or a vlog or, anything like that. Like
I do think that my tags were done so much there for a bit because AuthorTube was so new.
Yeah.
So everyone was doing tags. And I do feel like tags was a great way of learning how to do a video, because you did have okay, I'm going to talk about this. And once I'm done, okay, what's the next thing? And what's the next thing? So it is a good structured type of video to do for at least your first couple ones if you wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely. But you should definitely post, Carrie. Huh?
The AuthorTube newbie tag is always, I feel like, a good one to do, especially with the AuthorTubers Facebook page. I'm never on Facebook, like ever. But I know that page is very active, where people will post on the Facebook page any videos that they had done. So if you're a newbie and you do the AuthorTube newbie tag, people I feel like are very welcoming, and they will welcome you into the space and stuff. And posting stuff onto the AuthorTubers page will be a nice way of showing your audience like, hey, I'm a part of this now too and stuff.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and I don't have a Facebook anymore, but I know that there's even like an AuthorTube Reddit. And I don't know if many people, yeah, and I've just kind of taken a look at it. I'm not really on Reddit, but maybe that's like a place where you could post it too. Like if you just want to meet new people and get your stuff out there. But also I feel like the community is still small enough that you can still, like, people can still find you. We can still find each other even though we are growing. Yeah, Jessica Williamson also said, like, there's an AuthorTube newbie tag 2.0.
Yeah.
And also, like, I have a fun old tag on my video from, like, when I lived at the farm when I first started my channel, and it was like the writer tag or something. And you like answer 6 questions about your writing routine. That was a fun one. And I did that as like my 3rd video or something. So I did the exact same thing. I just filmed tags and like tried to get comfortable in front of the camera because I felt super awkward.
I remember some of your first videos because I was like, whenever I found the AuthorTube community, I was like, what is this? So let me see if I can find out more people who are here. And I remember you were like one of those first people and stuff like that. Your voice, I feel like, was so different back then than it is now. I guess it's because sometimes if you have like a work voice, you know what I mean? I feel like sometimes people have a work voice. And I feel like you probably were using like something of that variation or whatever. Because I always feel like your voice is different now than it was.
Yeah, like if I watch back on my old videos, I sound so different than I do now. And I think I have natural inflections in my voice now because I'm just sitting and talking. But before, I was so nervous and like so uptight and tense that I didn't even have like natural fluctuation in my voice because I couldn't get comfortable in front of the computer screen that I was like filming on.
Yeah, I do feel like it is fun to go back and look at people's first AuthorTube posts that they had done. It's a cool comparative to see where they're at now type thing. I know I was a lot more like, I was just trying to like get through it because it was so weird at first. Now it's like, wow, whatever, I don't care anymore.
But it feels good knowing that like everybody who's on AuthorTube went through the process of feeling awkward and feeling like uncomfortable on camera, and you'll get there. This ticker is still going. I had no idea. Let's hide that. So this was a fantastic get together, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I think we're probably ready to wrap it up, unless there's anything else you want to share.
I think I'm good. My internet's really spotty over here, so it's probably a good time that we're wrapping up. You're like so pixelated for me.
Oh yeah, you've been kind of bouncing around on my screen too for some reason.
Yeah, it's probably mine because even I've had to refresh the YouTube, our YouTube stream, and it's still buffering, even though the comments are coming. Like the actual screen is buffering, and now you're paused. You're like this. So everything's odd over here for me.
Oh no. Okay. So before the internet gets too bad, thank you guys for being here. We really appreciate you. We'll have another stream on the 30th.
Yeah.
I can't remember whose channel that's on.
I think it's on Mandi's.
Mandi's? Okay. All right. People are saying I'm freezing, so I'm going to hurry up and get off of here. But thank you guys for being here. Happy Camp Nano, and we will see you on the 30th.
Yeah. Good luck, everyone.
Right.
Happy Camp Nano.